Hey everybody, welcome to DadPooL's Discussions. I am your host, the one and only DadPooL, coming at you on a Sunday. Today is October 8th. We are at the 8th day of DadPooLoWeen, and let me tell you, this has been extremely fun. Um, it's not like I don't do this every year regardless, but to record it, to put out the movies that I'm watching daily is new, and looks like this is something that I'll be continuing to do going forward. Um, Obviously, barring, if I lose my right eye, then it'll be hard to do this blind. Oh, actually, it won't be too hard to do it blind. I'll have to memorize and just I won't have notes to reference to, which is scary. But anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen. So thank you for tuning in, wherever you may be, whether you're on YouTube, you're on Twitch, you're on Twitter X, Kick, or even Facebook. Thank you so much, because without your interactions, your support, your love, it's what drives me to do this. It's what's continuing me to keep this crusade and journey going on. So yeah, let's get into it. So day 8, and this is a movie that, as a kid, it's one of the top terrifying movies that I've seen as a kid. Now as an adult, I look back and, again, in hindsight, what wouldn't terrify you as a kid? I'm talking about this movie right here. Of course, 1973's The Exorcist. I can't believe this movie came out on December 26th in 73. Day after Christmas, they release this movie. But people waited for this movie. People were anticipating this movie. There was long lines. Even though I had mixed reviews, it definitely had popularity. I mean, hell, budget was $12 million, and total box office run was like 441 million. That is crazy. And yeah, I think it's probably counting a lot of re-releases, but still, for a movie that's 50 years old and had some terrible sequels, which I'm going to cover a sequel on another video that is going to be more personalized for someone. But yeah, but we're talking about the 1973 Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin, who unfortunately passed away, gone way too soon. Was based on a screenplay written by William Peter Blatty. Star-studded cast: Ellen Bernstein, Max von Sydow, Lee Cobb, Kitty Wynn, Jack McGoran, Jason Miller, and of course, Linda Blair as Reagan. Talk about a performance at such a young age. This movie's rated around 122 minutes. They did do a director's cut, which added about 10 minutes to the film, add like an extra scene at the end. Distributed by Warner Brothers. Hoya Productions was the production company. Music by Jack Nitschke, which the theme I'm playing in the background is just, again, the thing about these movies is the memorable theme music. It's, you know immediately what movie we're talking about as soon as we play the theme. Yesterday was Candyman, and like I said, you hear that music box melody, it's brings you back to Candyman. So this movie takes place in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. Actress Chris McNeil is starring in a film directed by her friend Burke Dennings. McNeil, along with her 12-year-old daughter Regan, rents a luxurious house with servants. Meanwhile, Father Damien Karras, a psychiatrist who counsels at Georgetown University, the priest there, visits his ailing mother in New York. He confides. Apologize. My dog is again barking because she hears little things outside, and every little thing she has to bark at, which I'm not gonna blame her. She's a great watchdog. But when 3 o'clock in the morning hits and she's barking because she hears a fly outside, it gets a little ridiculous. Sorry for the interruption. So getting back to it, Father Damien is going to visit his ailing mother in New York, and he confides to a colleague that he feels unfit in his role. He's having some sort of crisis of faith. Chris hosts a party with Karras' friend, Father Dyer, who explains Karras' role as counselor, mentioning that his mother died recently. Regan, seemingly unwell, appears and urinates before Chris comforts her. After she puts Regan to bed, the bed starts to shake violently. Dyer consoles Karras, who expresses guilt at not having been with his mother when she died. Regan's personality becomes violent. She is subjected to medical tests, which find no physical cause. During a house call, Regan exhibits abnormal strength. One night, Chris finds the house empty except for a sleeping Regan. Dennings is found dead beneath Regan's window. Detective William Kinderman questions Karras, confiding that Dennings' head was turned backwards. Regan's condition worsens as her body becomes covered with sores. Kinderman tells Chris that the only plausible explanation for Dennings' death is that he was pushed from Regan's window. As Kinderman leaves, Regan has another violent fit, stabbing her vagina with a crucifix and turning her head backwards. Regan is confined to her bedroom. And yeah, this movie was very, very graphic. But I'll get into like the themes, the legacy, the reactions after the plot. Chris seeks out Karras, who visits Regan. To possessed Regan claims to be Pazuzu, a representation of the devil himself. And then that famous projectile scene, the vomit, comes out. I think I have a picture of it right here. Right into Karras' face while speaking in the tongues. Like, that scene is probably one of the most memorable, almost to where alongside, I'd say, when Regan says fuck Jesus. Pazuzu says it will remain in Regan until she is dead. At night, Chris's assistant calls Karras to the house. Still ambivalent, Karras concludes that an exorcism is warranted. His superior grants permission of the condition that an experienced priest lead the ritual. Catholic priest Lancaster Marin, having performed an exorcism before, is summoned. Father Marin arrives at the house. and as the priest reads from the Roman ritual, Pazuzu curses them. The priest rests, and Marin, shaking, takes nitroglycerin, which is used to calm someone down if, they're about to go and have a heart attack. Yeah. Karis enters the bedroom where Pazuzu appears as his mother, showing weakness. Karis exclaims that Pazuzu is not his mother. Marin excuses Karis and continues the exorcism by himself. Karis assures Chris that Regan will not die, and re-enters the room, finding Marin dead from a heart attack. Enraged, Karis beats to possess Regan and demands that Pazuzu take him instead. Pazuzu rips the medallion of St. Joseph from Karis' neck and possesses him, freeing Regan. Karis hurls himself out the window, tumbling down the stairs. Outside, and Chris and Kinderman enter the room. Chris embraces the healed Regan, and Kinderman surveys the scene. Outside, Dyer administers the dying Karis' last rites. The McNeils prepare to leave, and Father Dyer says goodbye. Despite having no memory of her ordeal, Regan, moved by the sight of Dyer's clerical collar, kisses him on the cheek. And as the McNeils leave, Chris gives Dyer the medallion found in Regan's room. So, of course, another part of The Exorcist that's used in a lot of, I would say, knockoffs of exorcism movies, or even used in humor. Power of Christ compels you. That's a saying that's always said when there's someone of an evil demonic presence, that power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Over and over again is said. And it's, again, this movie tackled it explored profound themes of faith, doubt, and the existence of evil / the devil. It even raises questions about the limits of science and rationality in the face of the inexplicable. The character of Father Karras, grappling with his wavering faith, adds a layer of depth and introspection to the narrative. I mean, the impact that The Exorcist has had, it's obviously significant controversy due to its graphic and disturbing content. I mean, movies are really pushing the limits and boundaries with the whole devil and possession, and I think obviously this movie is the foundation, I should say, of those movies to come, like The Haunting in Connecticut, The Last Exorcism with Emily Rose, any type of possession film, even like Conjuring, Insidious, those, it's spawned those. It also, like I said, spawned really terrible sequels. And we had one that came out just the other day, The Exorcist Believer, which is a new trilogy by Blumhouse, expanding on the Exorcist movie. Ellen Burstyn from this film, who played Regan's mom, is actually in the movie. I haven't seen it yet personally. Because it's kind of hard to see right now. So, I'd rather watch movies in the comfort of my home right now until, hopefully, fingers crossed, my vision comes back in my left eye. But I do plan on seeing it, and I've seen previews. I know people have mixed reactions about it, saying just leave it alone, leave the story alone. It doesn't look good. On the contrary, I think it looks very good. Like I said, it looks like they adapted the 73 movie into current society still kept that original flavor to it. Obviously, it's got the music, it's got old characters. Not saying that's a recipe for success, because we saw that with Halloween. But I'll hold back judgment until I see the movie, because someone's opinion and criticism of a film that you may see the review online, that's their opinion. Just like each one of you listening and watching has an opinion. It may not be the same as me or the other person, and that's fine. Film is very subjective. Again, these movies that I'm doing each day are ones that I enjoy during this time of year. They may not be your type of film, and that's okay. Let me know. Let me know either way in the comments whether you love or hate this movie. In when did you see it? What period of your life did you see? Did you see it early on as a kid, or did you just happen to just watch it recently? Let me know. Let me know your reaction to this movie. Because as far as I'm concerned, again, my opinion, this movie is a staple. This movie belongs in the top tier of horror movies. Whether and that's putting it over the likes of Friday the 13th, putting it over Nightmare on Elm Street, because it's a different kind of horror. Yeah, you can go camping and there could be some psycho in the camp killing people. Maybe you could die in a dream, I guess. But like, this is religion. Religion is real. No matter what we believe in, no matter what the main entity, whether it's God, Buddha, Allah, it doesn't matter. We still believe in a higher power. And when that higher power, when your belief in something is taken advantage of and you're vulnerable, especially being weak and being a child, it just hits you a different way. And that's what The Exorcist does. It's a different approach to the devil circumventing the takeover of a society by possessing a weak, innocent, virginal child, which at the time was very controversial, which made this movie even better. And it's another reason why you should be watching this movie. I mean, when this movie was playing in the theater, there were reports of like audience members fainting, experiencing discomfort. I would assume they probably threw up and vomited their own pea soup, maybe. Who knows? I would love to watch theater reactions of old movies. We have so many of them today. I would, most notably, the Marvel movies, when everyone comes back and Captain America, and you hear Sam say "on your left," like, and everyone, that's a moment caught on tape or caught on film, and you see those reactions. I would love to see reactions of the 70s movies, of this movie, because I think it would add more value, shock value to this film. It give even more credence and character to what's told in this film. Let me know. Sound off. If you happen to watch this podcast and you were around and you saw this come out in theaters in 73, let me know the story. Tell me in the comments. And if you didn't see it, when it first came out. When did you see it, and what was your initial reaction to it? Let me know. Let me know. I'm very curious. I saw this movie. I was probably maybe 9 or 10. Like I said, my mom let me watch horror movies all the time. I've been watching them since I was 4 or 5 that I can remember. I was probably in the womb and she was watching horror movies, and that's probably why I have such a love for this. But yeah, I was 9 or 10. Again, creepy as hell seeing a kid on the screen, all like scabbed up and evil and like that's that image right there. That's terrifying to a 9-year-old at that time. Times have changed, and probably our scare level is probably down. Our freak out level has probably been watered down because there's so much horror in reality going on in the world that stuff like this is not even comparable. But for me, 9 years old was creepy as hell. And then to see her head spin around backwards, man, I can only imagine what you guys' reaction is. So make sure you let me know. This film's unflinching portrayal of possession and demonic forces challenged societal norms, and it, like I said, pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable in cinema. Yeah. Obviously, The Exorcist features a haunting score by Mike Oldfield, which 100% enhances the eerie atmosphere and tension throughout the film. But the voice of Pazuzu, which was done by Mercedes McCambridge, that truly stands out. Her guttural, demonic growls and taunts are spine-chilling and absolutely unforgettable. So, in conclusion, The Exorcist is, to me, a cinematic masterpiece that continues to terrify, captivate audiences decades after it's released. And they're making another movie. So it's still holding up. Its meticulous storytelling, outstanding performances, groundbreaking effects, and exploration of profound themes have solidified its status as one of the most iconic and enduring horror films of all time. William Friedkin's direction and the exceptional work of the cast and crew ensure that The Exorcist remains a timeless classic in horror. So, like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think about The Exorcist. What are some good or bad memories that you have seeing it, whether as a child or an adult? Let me know. So, as we get to a close of day 8, I just want to mention that also, if you guys have a movie that you love or hate, let me know what that is. Give me some reasons why you love it or hate it. And I will do a personalized review of that movie and promote your channel, promote your projects, or whatever you have going on, whatever your socials are. I'll get your name out there in a personalized video. It's a way of me giving back to you guys, taking your time out to spend 30 minutes a day with me, to listen to my debonair voice. Yeah. Just deal with the only thing I have left going for me. But anyways, also, I want to remind you about Christmas. In December, I'll be doing a 25 days of Christmas horror. hosted by DadPooL, myself, and I'll be covering a lot of the holiday slashers, holiday horror films, holiday dark themed movies. And again, if there's a movie that you watched during that time, let me know. I'll review it for you. I'll add some flair to it, put your name out there, promote whatever you got going on. We do have some interviews lined up coming to the channel as well, so you be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when future videos are released and future lives do happen. Make sure you put it to all, that we get all the notifications. That's the only way you're going to know when I put out the content. So again, I want to thank everyone for listening, for tuning in, for sharing, supporting. I appreciate you. I love you. So just make sure, just do one more thing for me. Go watch a movie. Whatever it is, just go watch a movie. Go hug your loved ones. And have fun. Until next video, this is DadPooL out. Love you all. Bye for now.